Because I'm just here. I'm the color commentary or something.
Okay. I think we're live.
You think we're live?
I think so.
You
Pretty sure we're live.
and you can tell this?
It says live on YouTube.
Oh, hey. But do we know if there's anybody watching us?
There's Robin on YouTube.
Ah.
And I'm just waiting on... Facebook always starts a little slower.
Oh,
We have people.
7
We are
people.
live, yes.
Hey, hi. Yes, we are live. We can't see us, but you can see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or...
We're down a monitor here.
But that's okay, because we know where the camera is. So it's fine.
I'm not doing very well with this. I'm spitting on the thread even.
It was very hard
Hi,
at the beginning
everybody.
of COVID when we were masking all the time. Because every once in a while at work, working at a sewing store.
You have to spit on the thread.
Sometimes you do. There is needle threaders though.
I
We
know.
just didn't bring one back, right?
Well, I don't know. Let's look in my little goodie bag thing here. Yes, I have a needle thread.
That seems like a thing you should use.
So what are we talking about today, Leah?
We're gonna do a 2-part project.
Yes.
So Barb's gonna start the project today with the way that's gonna take you a little bit longer.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna come back and do the quick way next week.
Yeah, figures.
I don't have time for the slow way of doing
You
things. I have
don't.
way too much to do before Christmas.
Oh, don't we all? I don't know.
I'm fitting a bathroom reno in before Christmas.
Oh.
Like a crazy person. That's on me.
And how did you plan that?
That was gonna happen in October, and then the person doing it was gonna had COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So
no.
so it got pushed a little bit. So
I
everything
guess.
else fell behind. So
I guess.
so that's we're waiting. Anyway, if you're looking for a fun little project,
And it doesn't take that long, even by hand.
no, it just depends if you want to make 1 or 35.
Yeah. We don't have 35. We have 18 of this one.
But there's multiple patterns.
Oh, yes, there is. Lots of really cute things.
Yeah, so from Patchabilities, we have wool felt ornaments in a variety of styles and
Which one? Yeah.
designs. These are kitted with everything you'll need except thread and needles.
Yeah. They maybe don't have the fusible web.
They may, okay, yeah, they maybe
Yeah.
don't have fusible web.
Yeah.
But there's some specialty buttons in each pack.
Really cute.
And did the pack you opened have hangers in it?
No, we chose one without hangers, just because you can use these for other than hanging.
Yeah, but ornaments fit well in Christmas cards. If you're
Yeah.
if you're sending things off to people, if you were to make these without the hangers, they'd be quite lovely.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to hold this up. Maybe people can see it. This is the one we're going to demo today. And it's actually got, well, those are for you for next week, gift tags.
Yeah.
That would be a really cute thing to tuck in an envelope.
Well, and if you didn't put the year on them, they could be reusable.
Sure.
Like for my kids, I could go to Eli from Mom, and I could reuse that tag year over year over year.
As long as he doesn't stuff it in the bag with the gift wrap and throw it out.
My kids are pretty
Christmas
good at
morning.
not doing that. They hoard all their gift tags. And then I get, come to July, I'm like, why do you have all these gift tags? Well, it was on my Christmas present. But some of them do come with little tiny metal hangers.
Yeah, which are really cute.
With little clips.
Yeah.
So they're really sweet. And these, there's comments on YouTube. In the comments below the video, you'll find the link to see what we have. There's about 8 different styles.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple different options, either ones with hangers or without. So
Nice.
yeah.
And they're not, I mean, there is a piece of wool felt in the packaging, at least in this one, to give the finished product a little bit of stiffness and stability. But they're actually made from felted wool, which is completely different. Here's
And scrumptious.
yeah, yeah. So it's not stiff
Yeah.
until you put it on the felt backing. I know. What's the difference between wool felt and felted wool? Probably hours of massaging.
Yeah.
But this actually started off as a woven fabric, so it's got some good movement to it. It's really, really nice to stitch through.
Yeah. I like this one.
Which one's that?
It's the Christmas tree and lights.
Yeah, that's
It's
cute,
really cute.
too. We've got lots of that one. I love that wonky tree.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
The sled is really adorable in this one. Joanne's sled. What else is in there?
Oh, there's all kinds of cute things.
Oh,
look
and
at
this
the Christmas
one,
ornaments.
this one's really
yeah.
cute too.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to stitch along with us, you could pick one of these up.
Yep.
Barb is going to stitch this a little bit by hand and show you some of what you might need for that.
Yep.
And then next week I'll sit down and do it on a machine.
Mm-hmm.
Because
why not? Because
some of
we
us aren't
can.
some of us aren't up for one way or the other. And that shouldn't stop you.
And you know, despite what people might have said in the past, I don't see any problem with mixing the new and the old.
No.
Like, do some hand stitching, do some machine stitching, do some, play around with it.
Sometimes we need glue.
Yeah. Well, these are.
Sewing glue.
Let's tell the people how we started. So we start with.
Do you want to switch to the close-up cam? It's still asleep.
Sure. We'll hit.
We need to flip its little cover.
Oh, it has its eye mask on.
Yes.
I see. There.
And that's probably going to be way too low or
me
way
see.
too high right now.
Can we see?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's going to be a little bit of a delay on there.
Yeah, well, we can handle that. And then we'll get to show people what actually came in this particular kit.
Yeah.
There it goes. We switched. And then we're going to, we're looking at a blank screen.
I don't know what we've done. Let's go back to the
Well, that's working.
close-up is working. We could do this from the top down.
Well, sure. Oh, that's further over.
The top camera's working.
All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this way. So, this was the package.
Yeah.
Are we on top?
Yeah, we're on top.
Okay, that was the package that we opened, and we had all of the pieces of goodies, the fabrics, and we had the instructions with patterns in there, ready to go.
Oh, and the patterns are already reversed for the applique.
They're already reversed. So what they said to do, there's even some descriptions of the embroidery stitches if you want to do it by hand. So under the instructions, we started by tracing all of the shapes that we need. And I'm just doing where'd it go? The Noel. Pull this guy over.
Grab the mouse.
There we are. Just doing the Noel. So that was traced onto a wee bit of, Patty Brown says the screen is black. That's better. And we're not black. There we go. Okay. Trace those onto the fusible web. Fuse that to the wrong side, although with this felt, it's your choice which you use as right and wrong.
Yeah.
And cut that out. It was really easy to cut with. I used my not so sharp little pointy scissors. It's nice if you've got a real pointy pair of scissors, though, to get into some of those.
Buckley scissors.
They would be ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, they would be ideal to use. So, and then just laid it out following the picture, or you could rearrange it slightly on another piece of the wool felt, or the felted wool. Felted wool. And press that down. Now, what I found, wool has a pretty good thickness to it, so you're going to have to hold that iron down a lot longer than what the instructions for your fusible web make.
And often instructions for fusible web are for cotton type setting,
Yeah.
and you don't want to iron your felted wool on the cotton setting. You should probably be at a wool setting.
Yeah, yeah. So I did eventually get it to stick. And so now I am just all set to embellish with stitching.
Sweet.
I like fine, delicate stuff. So I'm going to scoot in.
Your camera's there.
Yeah, I don't know if they're able to, are we able to see anything? Oh, there. Yay, there we are.
Yeah, some middle of there is
Okay,
pretty
so
good
we're gonna
spot to
have
be.
I guess I should have sat on this side here.
And I'm going to turn your corner camera back on so that you can see
Okay.
your face, hopefully.
Oh, there
Not the
we are.
disembodied voice.
Not the all right. There.
Yep.
So that's what we've got there. Perfect.
Yeah, I think you're in the right place.
Okay. Good. So I like to stitch with single strand. The package, the instructions suggest you work with a pearl cotton. So I've got some gold pearl cotton that I might use for the center part of the poinsettia. But I like to keep it kind of delicate. So I went with single strand DMC floss. Comes in, oh golly, I'm guessing
There's
in
like
an
500 SKUs of DMC floss.
yeah,
in store.
tons of colors, so no problem matching. And she's given you the instructions on a basic blanket stitch right in there. So I like to, this is nice and thick. I put a knot in the back. Nobody's going to tell me I shouldn't. So I come up there and I'm going to take a little bite right here, just a single stitch. There we go. Now the key to blanket stitch is that loop part. So if I put the thread that way and stitch again, and I'm guessing I'm about 2 millimeters away. There you go. So I don't know how well you can see that, but yeah. So I'm taking a stitch that's about 1.5 millimeters in depth and spacing them about 2 millimeters apart. You're going to go all the way around. You really get your exercise with your arm doing this.
One arm gets really strong, not the other one.
Yeah, yeah. I really notice it when I spend the evenings stitching at home. I find hand stitching really, really relaxing. But you can see it goes fairly quickly on a small piece. So I've come to a kind of a corner and I don't want that thread to trail across. So I'm going to go in the same hole. And this is all going to sound really familiar when it comes to stitching blanket stitch on the sewing machine. And the same hole again. So we're literally turning the corner. I tell you something I learned though, eavesdropping on Anne's class last week.
Ooh, what did you learn?
Well, Anne was teaching a Learn to Embroider class. Specifically, it was machine embroidery. And because I'm just over the wall there, I get to listen in.
Barb listens in on a lot of classes.
I've learned so much listening in on classes from Anne and from Leah. But Anne was talking about the balance between needles and thread. And I thought, yes, that would still count for hand stitching. Every time you put that needle through the fabric and pull it out again, that fabric is rubbing on your thread. And so sometimes you'll be stitching along and the thread is rubbing and fraying and you're getting fuzz. It's because you're not using a big enough needle. Now, I like really tiny needles, so I have to admit to being guilty of this. If I can get the thread through the eye of the needle, I'm going to use it. But that's not the best thing to go by. You want, because we got double thread here, you want a needle big enough to make a hole in your fabric big enough that when the thread goes through it, it doesn't rub too hard. Now, you can go too far the other way. You know.
But it's sloppy, that's hard to work with too.
Yes, that's no fun either. You keep losing your thread and stuff like that. But I thought, oh, maybe that's why. Sometimes the thread just, it tangles and it shreds and it twists. Probably because I'm not using a big enough needle. So for single strand DMC, this looks like about a 12 right there. Now if I were to switch to
That 8-weight pearl cotton.
the pearl cotton,
You would need a bigger needle.
I would need a bigger needle for that, especially since it's twisty. So I don't know if I have one with me that would work. I'm going to want a bigger eye. Yeah, possibly this guy. Possibly that guy there. So considerably different. Uh-oh,
Cute.
sticky. You can see how much I've used that needle, hey? It's actually got a curve in it.
That's what I keep doing to my hand sewing needles.
Yeah,
too.
which is, it's quite natural if you like fine needles. They bend after a while. That's what I stitch bindings on with. So, yeah, that makes a big, big difference. So I'm going to remember that for future stitching projects. Because, and again, same thing if you're switching into decorative threads. I tried to convince Leah to let me stitch this with metallic threads, but
I gave her options.
I know. But I think it's sometimes nice just to do it exactly like the package, because then you've got a baseline. You sort of know what you're doing. And I will say there was a generous amount of the felted wool in the package. So if you're careful with how you cut things out, you could probably get a couple of these out of one package. And that would give you the opportunity to, experiment.
Try different threads on each one.
Try different
See what you like
threads,
the
do
best.
something a little contrasty. Yeah, this is too small a needle for this, even for the single strand, because I'm having trouble.
It's okay.
Whee! So what's people saying? Oh, people are saying good things.
They're just watching the hand embroidery channel.
It's a very relaxing channel. If I would shut up and just let them watch.
And some soft, soothing, like elevator music in the background.
Sometime, like maybe, I don't know, after Christmas, I'll show them the real embroidery that I've been doing. Did you see my flower? The Trish Burr?
No.
I'll bring it in. I'll bring it in next week, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm working on a second one, and then I'm gonna branch out into, I don't know, other things.
So I feel like I'm gonna tie in the fabric that's behind us today while you're stitching.
Okay, go for
So
it.
if you're like a chill out, relax, enjoy your free time kind of sewist, maybe you're the type who likes a glass of whiskey beside you.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
So the fabric behind us is called the Cave. I'm gonna switch to the front camera.
Sure.
Fabric behind us is called the Cave. So there's beer, there's whiskey, there's cork, there's playing cards, pool cues. So maybe you're like me and you took up sewing because your husband had other hobbies. My husband games, but he has a dartboard in our sewing
Okay.
in our shared office space. So that dart fabric, I think it's going to be a Christmas present for him.
You're gonna make a quilt or
He probably needs more pajama pants.
mhm.
So that's probably what I'll do.
These days they're not just pajama pants.
No, they're work at home pants.
They're work at home pants. Yes. My son's been working at home since COVID started. He says his standard dress is dress shirt and no pants. Or casual pants if it's cool,
Right. Right.
So,
But anybody could take up hand embroidery.
oh yeah.
And definitely something that you could give this to kids. Their stitching might not be as tidy as Barb's is.
Well, no, but everybody
great
starts
place to learn.
somewhere.
Great place to learn.
Everybody, I have
And something
still.
like these little ornaments or the lights are a nice size project to hand to a kid. Because they're not
The
big, complicated projects.
where's the one with the lights on it? that's something that you could easily personalize because you've got that empty space in the center.
You could have names.
You could put names or at least initials.
Yeah.
You could sew fancy buttons, sparkly buttons, or something like that on them. Beads, if you're
Yeah.
into beading. Yeah,
Yeah, it'd be cute.
just depends on what you have sitting around. You ever notice when you buy clothes, you buy sweaters or shirts, you always get that spare button? And what do you do with that spare button?
Oh, it turns out I leave them in my jewelry box or in my jewelry drawer
You don't
or at the
have
bottom of my purses.
you don't have a button tin?
Oh no, I have like 4.
Okay, well,
When I
yeah.
got another really good tin yesterday, it turns out Sean was eating cookies while I was away
Oh.
my last trip. And I just found out last night, so
So you have another button tin to
I
fill up.
do.
Oh, I love button tins, so yes.
it's a long oval one.
Hmm.
It's a really funky shape.
Hmm.
I'm very excited. I don't know what I'm going to put in it yet.
I actually collect tins.
Nice.
I like tins. And when you have, like, when you really get into handwork like this, unfortunately, what happens is you don't always just have one project on hand. So then every time you get a new project, you need a new tin or box. Another thing that holds embroidery floss really well with your project, Purdy's chocolate boxes.
It's Purdy's chocolate season.
Purdy's chocolate, yes.
Nice.
So there's N done. Did you want to put that
Sure.
on the top? Okay. And I have a choice. I can skip across to here, which considering...
What does the back look like? Oh, yeah, you hardly see any of that.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Considering the thickness of the wool, I just might do. If I was working on a thinner fabric, I would tie off. Actually, I would weave my thread in, and because you don't want the
You
red
don't want a
thread
big red string across the back.
showing through.
Yeah.
But I think because this is so dense, and we're probably going to be fusing this down to the red wool felt when we cut it out. I'm just going to jump across.
That sounds fabulous.
So that's it. That's it. That's all. Nothing new.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, they're cute. And I don't know, you could put these in stockings so people have a
Oh yeah.
Christmas Day project.
Yeah.
And they have ornaments for next year. A build your own ornament gift.
You can get a head start on next year's
Right?
Christmas because hey,
Let's be realistic.
it takes us that long.
Sometimes. But yeah. That's what
So-
we're gonna do this by machine next week if that cracks you up more.
Well, it would be fun. It'd be nice to have the comparison.
Yeah. Monday we have Demo December. So if you're wanting to know more about how to get your free warm and cozy bench buddy design, tune in Monday, Facebook and YouTube Live. You'll find out what step 2 is. This is a 3-step process. Find out what step 2 is. Last I looked this morning, we had 46 people do step 1. So if you didn't see that video on Monday, go back and do that. If you have an embroidery machine, well worth your time and energy. Free design, but lots of info as well. And we'll continue that. We will also continue our 12 days of Christmas.
Yes, on Tuesday.
Yes.
Mhm.
So, and then Sandy's probably here Wednesday. So machine stitch those, it's going to be end of next week.
Yeah. Because you're doing on Thursday, you're doing the 12th day.
Yeah. And yeah,
So probably Friday.
probably Friday next
That'll
week.
give me a week to leave this on the desk and finish it while the machine stitches quilts.
While you're longer, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, is there anything else you wanted to share today?
No, not today. We'll save that for next week.
Barb's got another fun thing up her sleeve.
I can't help it.
I love it. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Drive careful.
Hit comment. Comment. We love to see what you guys are saying.
Yes.
Hit subscribe if you want to see all our videos. And share with your friends.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Tell them how to find us.
Yes. Because the more people we have watching, the easier it is for us to make more videos.
Yeah, for sure.
So have a great weekend, everybody.